So, earlier this morning, we had ourselves the news of the Detroit Red Wings' very first jersey sponsor. And you can see by the replies here, this was a pretty big deal. It was a very hot topic, and for good reason. You know, everybody's been talking about the jersey ads and how it's been sort of annoying seeing these companies plaster their logos all over the sacred NHL jerseys that are. But the Red Wings have, for some reason, been able to avoid this for most of the time. Until now. They didn't get caught up in the initial wave of putting ads on the jerseys, and a lot of people were kind of thinking, okay, how long is this going to last? How long are the Wings going to be able to go without putting some sort of a sponsorship on the jersey? It's good that they're not tantalizing what has been one of the most classic hockey sweaters of all time. But now we have ourselves the news that the Red Wings have partnered up with Priority in order to put themselves a logo on the jersey. Now, I was pretty interested because we did have ourselves news yesterday saying that the Wings would have themselves a jersey sponsor. We just didn't know who it was going to be. But now, we know it's not going to be a gambling company, it's not a casino company, it's not any banking company, whatever. It's Priority. And you can see even in the promo video that they've got videos of like the Red Wings and garbage trucks going out there. It's kind of strange, honestly, just seeing the way they made this video and put everything together, because there is a lot of like, you know, Red Wings footage in here, but we do have ourselves the jersey look. There's going to be a white Priority badge on the red home jerseys, and then there's going to be a red Priority badge on the away jerseys right here. And just in case you wanted to get the scoop, what exactly is Priority? Well, they're a waste management company in Michigan, and their website is right here. They've got a lot of garbage trucks. They've got a lot of usage for their garbage trucks, and they are primarily located in Michigan and a secondary location in Toledo, Ohio. So this is a Michigan state kind of thing. I mean, they've got yards in Indianapolis as well, but pretty much, you know, Michigan. So at the very least, the Red Wings are partnering local. They're not going out there with some major big name brand that is like, oh, let's partner with Wells Fargo. Let's partner with JP Morgan. Let's partner with, I don't know, Bet365. Like, they're doing local, so at the very least, you can understand that. I will say there are going to be a lot of people that are pissed off regardless, as indicated by the 681 replies on this tweet. But yeah, I mean, this is the new sponsor. This is going to be the thing, right? I feel like the NHL is sort of going down this direction where it's like, yeah, jersey ads and jersey patches are becoming a lot more acceptable now. I mean, not in terms of the fans' perspective, but in terms of what the NHL and the executives think, because, hey, any opportunity to make money, right, they're going to go out there and take it, even though the fans really would prefer not to see it. I will say, at the very least, though, it's good that the color wave of the badge is not super contradictory to the rest of the sweater. Like, the white fits in with the red and white, and then, of course, the red fits in with the white and red. That might be one of the stupidest sentences I've ever said, but hey, you kind of have to think about these things, especially when you're coming from a perspective like I am. Like, I'm used to seeing the Canucks gosh darn black and yellow skate jerseys have that big green TD logo. So, at the very least, the Red Wings have themselves a color wave that works, and Priority being a local company does make it seem a little bit better, but at the same time, you can understand why Wings fans would not have wanted to see any sponsorships on the jerseys at all. But either way, with this in the forefront, I also wanted to talk about yet another piece of Detroit Red Wings conversation, and that was the idea of a Jake Guentzel trade. A hard segue, I know, but we did talk about the idea of Jake Guentzel heading over to Detroit a few videos ago. And just to get the scoop out of the way here, 29 years old, 5'11", 181, left-handed guy, signed till the end of this season, making $6 million a year. He has 52 points in 50 games played, on pace for over a point per game season, but he's injured right now, so we cannot really get a full season's worth of production there. Last year he had 73 points, the year before that he had 84 points. He's been pretty good his entire NHL career, but at 29 years old, there certainly is room to say that Jake Guentzel is sort of entering that territory where it's like, yeah, this next contract he signs after 2024, it's probably going to be one of the last contracts he signs, and he may want to go for a while, so we'll have to see where exactly he goes with that, because whichever team acquires Jake Guentzel in a trade this upcoming deadline, assuming the Penguins end up wanting to sell him, they're going to have to keep that in the back of their minds. If you're trading for Guentzel, are you trading for just Guentzel the rental or Guentzel the asset as a whole, and you want to re-sign him? Here's an article on Detroit Hockey Now that I thought was actually really good from 2 days ago by Kevin Allen as to why the Red Wings may not be in the Jake Guentzel sweepstakes. Essentially, it talks about the same stuff we had talked about earlier, how Elliot Friedman went out there and said that there are a lot of people that see Guentzel as a fit. The problem, though, with this idea is that Jake Guentzel will be 30 before next season, and he wants a new 7 or 8 year deal. Anyone who knows GM Steve Yzerman's management style knows that he's never keen to hand out long-term deals. He seems to prefer 4-year deals. That's what he gave to Brinkett. That's what he gave recently to Michael Rasmussen. He gave Dylan Larkin 8 years, but Larkin is his captain. Plus, the length of the negotiation suggests that Yzerman didn't give in to term or price very easily. Yzerman does give out some 5-year deals, but he doesn't go beyond that without a fight. That's why rivals don't believe the Wings will chase Guentzel. It's against what Yzerman tends to do, to give 7 or 8 year deals to 30-year-olds, Elliot Friedman said. And so, with this idea in mind, I thought it was actually a really good sort of response to the Jake Guentzel conversation that, yeah, sure, the Wings may be interested in getting themselves some forwards that can help him out, and Guentzel, at 29 years old, kind of fits the time frame. Like, if you wanted to say the Wings are trying to be competitive now, hey, guess what? Guentzel is good now. But, of course, you could also say there is potential for the Wings to be more competitive down the line. With Edvinsson, with Kosa, with Axel Sandin-Pellikka, with Danielson, with Marco Kasper, when all these guys are on the Wings, it's possible for them to be more competitive then. You'll still have DeBrincat, you'll still have Larkin, you'll still have Raymond Insider. But for Jake Guentzel, he'll be, 32? 33 years old when that time frame comes, so do you want to go out there and shell away a few assets to get that guarantee of a Guentzel in the future when it's not guaranteed that he'll be that good still? I mean, look, it's probably a big bet that Guentzel will be that good. He's been this good his entire career pretty much. But at the same time, if you wanted to talk about age, you wanted to talk about timelines and how they coincide, maybe Jake Guentzel doesn't really fit the best in this kind of capacity. And furthermore, if you wanted to talk about contract extensions, I mean, you'd have to wait 3-4 years, whatever, for that to work out. And we've seen Steve Yzerman mostly only hand out those 4-year contracts. If Jake Guentzel wants 8, then it becomes a little bit more difficult to negotiate with. So at the end of the day, this is kind of the responding argument as to why the Wings may not be in the Guentzel sweepstakes. It boils down to contract lengths and extensions. This is, of course, assuming Steve Yzerman would want to trade for Guentzel and re-sign the guy, not considering the possibility that Steve Yzerman says, okay, no, we're just going to get Guentzel as a rental. We don't care about him after 2024. We'll get him as a rental. We'll get him for now, and he'll try to help us make a playoff run out of the season. But realistically, that would be pretty short-sighted. I don't think that's the kind of thing that Steve Yzerman would do. We've never really seen him mortgage the future for an immediate short-term now situation, especially with this current Red Wings team, considering where they are in their development. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Firstly, about the new jersey sponsor for the Detroit Red Wings and their sweater. It is Priority Waste Management. I don't even know if that's the name of their company, but they do have dumpsters, they do have garbage trucks, and now they're sponsoring an NHL team, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. But thoughts in the comment section below about this new sponsorship, as well as the Jake Guentzel conversation as to whether or not this could actually happen for the Wings. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.